flex. The live is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronson on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I am not feeling too well. But I got to talk this boxing content, man. I got to give y'all this content, man. I got to do that. Yeah. Let's do this roll call real quick. We're going to get right into the meat and potatoes. Stormy, I sent you the link, brother. You know, I'm dealing with a lot behind the scenes, but, you know, we here. Mark Wunderlich, Mac of the South, Stormy B-Man in the building 3 times, Kawhi Elliott, Bionic Prince, Nada 86, man. Salute to you in that super chat. Much love. He said, salute June, salute to the mighty LDBC, salute to you. Rod Neal, salute, good brother. Jimmy Bernard, Derek Gaines, the legend, Jose Diaz, 88 Sports Talk. Come on in, smash the like button. I need everybody to do me this solid. You know, first order of business. That is the link to Bear Cave Entertainment. I need everybody to go subscribe to the Bear Cave Entertainment, man. That is my nerd channel, but I'm also triple casting over there. I'm on the Painful Excellence podcast right now. I'm also streaming from Bear Cave. You know, this is what we do. Yeah, I'm trying to get that channel up to 500. You know, we need if you ain't been paying attention to what's going on in the realm of YouTube, we need all the support we can get. I'm going to do a fair use on Pep Talk probably tomorrow night in reference to what's been going on. Everything that I talk about here is true. And the clowns at Google, they effed with the wrong one. And yeah, I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Salute to Mr. Lattimore. Yes, sir. The real OG, Mr. Martin, the building. Salute to you, man. Thank you for all your support, man. Salute. Trade out of dreams. Salute, good brother. Yes, sir. You gotta forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I am not feeling well, but I'm here. And let's talk some boxing. Let's just get straight to it, man. Dirt Gang Boss, salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. Now, let's get to it, man. Okay. Now, look. Fabio Wardley. Is he next up? Let's talk about what we like. And I'm not going to say what we don't like. Let's talk about what we like and give an honest assessment on what we see. And based off of what we like and what we see, where can he potentially go? Eric Jordan, salute to you. Where can he potentially go? To me, I'm going to say sky's the limit for this young man. Sky's the limit for this young man. And let me just say this. Let me say this before, you know, the clowns come in, because you know what's going to happen with this brother, right? They're going to try and hijack him. I'm letting y'all know y'all can't do it. I'm letting y'all know y'all can't do it. All right? Y'all cannot do it. Y'all can't do it. I'm not going to let y'all do it. Because I'm talking boxing. If y'all want to do the national thing, y'all fine. Feel free. I don't care. I know when I was watching the event yesterday, did you see Queensberry and all those heavyweights on stage? Did you not get like a rush? Like, wow, anybody could get it. There's a few guys on there that stood out, You know what I mean? But all of those fights is a toss-up. All of those fights is a toss-up. The sleeper, Felix, salute, brother. The sleeper, well, not even a sleeper. The person that we're not talking about enough is Adjit Cabiel. I think he's the killer. I think when the dust settles, it's going to be Adjit versus somebody. But I think he's going to be one of the last men standing. Absolutely. Yo, listen, I got a rush. I haven't had a rush like that for the heavyweight division since Don King was running things. And that's like the late 80s going into the 90s, y'all. Dead serious, man. Dead serious. This was like, I got a rush looking at that stage. It's like there's not like one guy that stands out. It's like all of those fights, either 50-50, 60-40. It's like, oh my goodness. And Jarrell Miller was in attendance. And y'all remember that was supposed to be his dance partner. I'm gonna remind y'all, Tone, what up? I'm gonna remind y'all. I don't know what was the story behind Jarrell Miller not making the date for Fabio Wardley. I don't remember. There was something about I think it was something about a drug test, something. If y'all remember, check my channel. I did a video on it. I wasn't sure what was going on, but it sounded fugazi, especially since, you know, the fella got, you know, a pass with drugs and stuff like that. Vince, salute. But listen, man, I don't think that was going to work out for Big Baby. With everything being honest, I don't think it was going to work out for Big Baby. Eric Jordan, that super chat, he said, shout out to the Ninja Sword. Wardley, heavyweight. Yeah, we got to give him a Ninja Sword.
Give power to my nigga sword!
You got to give him a Ninja Sword, man. I don't think that was going to work out for Big Baby, man. I don't think that was going to work out. Let me tell you what I appreciate about Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley didn't come from the womb like a lot of these guys, like a lot of these stories you hear, wanting to be a boxer. Oh, since I was 5 years old, I was in the gym. No, that's not his story. I think the fella played soccer, something like that. Young Abel, salute. Yo, man, you leave Junior alone before he come in the chat and start cooking you again. Man, leave that brother alone. Oh man, if y'all missed it, man, Junior cooked Abel, and oh man, it was funny, man. Y'all brothers is funny. Y'all need a show. Y'all need a podcast, a Junior and Abel podcast. I'll be funny. Jesus Christ, I'll be funny as hell, man. Anyway, Fabio doesn't have that story, man. He picked this up late, and he just found out he liked it, and it turns out he's pretty damn good, isn't he? It turns out he's pretty damn good. Sometimes what I'm saying is, sometimes those will be the best guys. How many of y'all understand or knew that Michael Jordan wanted to play baseball when he was growing up? You want to play basketball? He got cut from his team. Michael Jordan got cut. I think he was in high school and got cut. He got cut. And now he's one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. I mean, go figure that. Sometimes it's the people you least expect it. And Fabio's one of those dudes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. We had a dude like that who's still active named Deontay Wilder, our brother. He ain't come out the womb talking about, hey, I want to box. Nah, he said, yo, my daughter's sick. You know what? It's the only thing I know how to do that'll get these bills paid. And he was so damn good that the industry had to do what they did to him. You understand? So, you know, this is one of those things, you know, luckily for Fabio, I don't think, now it's boxing and he's not white, But I don't think that he'll have to worry about what Deontay had to worry about because he's on that side of the pond. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, man, you might be looking at a gem right here. You might be looking at a gem, and we saw it from what he displayed last night. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion, all right? Eric Jordan back in that super chat, he said Miguel is 100 mad that Fury of the Ninja Sword couldn't be stopped. Damn, man, you unloading the whole magazine. But we got smoke from Miguel, though. You just wait till I get the pep talk. Miguel! Said he was 100 mad.
Give power to my nigga sword!
He's just DJing y'all. Young Abel in that super chat, he says Junior needs that Hassan chop for that foolish. Oh my God. What are y'all doing, bro? All right, man. Okay. All right, Abel. I got you. Give me a second. Where is that? Give me one. Here it is. Salute. Yeah, we're not dealing with insecure ball jugglers today. So I don't know who that was, but you're gone. We're talking boxing here. All right. And before any insecure fools come in here, let me lay this out for you because you guys have selective hearing. You was here the whole day. You was here when the show started. The first thing I said was the man to beat was Edgy Cabiel. Who's what? German, right? And I say we don't talk about him enough. Did I not say that? I like Edgy Cabiel. I like what he's doing. He is a whole problem. But all of those heavyweights on the stage, let me ask y'all a question. Was Edgy not the only white guy there? Wait a minute. And I said that he's the biggest problem on the stage. And all of them are fighting for the right to fight the Ukrainian. So while I'm talking boxing, what are you talking about? And guess what? There was no American on that stage. The only American that I mentioned in the heavyweight division that was there is a drug cheat. So are you listening? Yeah, you're listening. You're just trying to detract. Enjoy the show. Your rump wrangler. Anyway, here's the what I noticed about Fabio Wardley in his last 3 fights, man. First of all, let me go what I noticed. He can get touched. He can get touched. I see him working on his defense. He gets into this Philly shell, and he does move, and I know he's working on it, but he gets touched. Last night he was getting touched, but in his defense, Joseph Parker is a crafty veteran. Let's not take this away from Joseph. You need to understand, I think that Fabio was not the favorite. I think Joseph Parker was the favorite. If I remember correctly, I think it was only 18% of people thought that Fabio was going to win. Everybody else said Joseph Parker was going to win. And I'm going to tell you something. He won some rounds. But you know what was happening? He was getting broken down. Now, Fabio Wardley, he wears his fatigue on his face. He does. But you know what, though? This guy's not going to give up, man. He's going to be in your chest. He's going to be in your chest. Negative 650? Minus 650? Oh, my God. Cats lost money. betting on Joseph. And on paper, you would think that he'd be ready to rock and roll. You would think. But geez Louise, man, this dude, Fabio, man, this guy's a problem, man. Let me take you back a fight ago when he fought Huni. You saw in that fight, BVO, salute. You saw in that fight that this guy could be outboxed. JC, so yo, do me a favor, y'all. Go subscribe to our brother JC Storyteller. This brother got some stories, bro. Y'all go subscribe. I'm telling you right now. He got some ish for y'all. Real spill. Salute my brother JC. Huni was outboxing him. Had him backpedaling is disrespectful. Put him on the back foot. That's more like it. Huni showed that you can outbox this guy. You know what else was shown in that fight? One punch could change the world because he tapped him in that last round and Huni could not beat that count. I said, oof. Oh. And I'm gonna tell you something. That wasn't a mistake. He planted that right hand. He was just looking for a spot to throw it. And he threw it. And man, Joe, what up? Man, he threw it and it landed. And I said, oh my God. Whoa, he ain't gonna beat the count. And what did Frank Warren say after that fight? It was Wilder-esque. You know what he was trying to say? Fabio might not be the most polished boxer. He might not have the highest of ring IQ, but he has the heart of a champion, and he does have an equalizer. I get it. I get what he was trying to say. I understand. So now Fabio Wardley gets into this fight with Joseph Parker. What they were trying to do was line him up to fight Alexander Usyk. Of course, Usyk would have been the favorite going into that fight. Usyk is that guy. He won't be denied. And I'm going to keep saying that until someone dethrones him. Do I see it happening? Look, man, anything's possible. It's boxing. But if I was to pick somebody to do something to him, it would be Ajit Kabiel. Or right now, as it stands, I got to give Fabio a shot. It's not 50-50. I would say 60-40. You know why? Because this dude's going to be in Usyk's chest. This is not Anthony Joshua. This is not Daniel Dubois. I know what happened to Daniel Dubois. And it was so frustrating because I'm not going to say I put him on a pedestal, but I expected better from him. You feel me? I expected better from him. And he let me down. He did. Because I thought that he was taking this moment seriously. And he just didn't do it. And it was a letdown. That's what I'll say. It was a letdown. And I thought he'd just do better. Greg McCall, what up, man? Jim Diamond, salute. Jose, what up? If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But this kid right here, he showed me something last night. He showed me something. He showed a chin. Because Parker's not no power puncher, but Parker's that dude came in at 260. First of all, that was too big. I don't care what anyone says. He was too big. They spoke to his trainer. And yeah, Felix, that was crazy. Yeah, they spoke to his trainer and he just said, hey man, that's just how it ended up. No, it's not, bro. I didn't like that response. D, what up? I did not like that response. That's just for how it ended up. No. He should have came in this fight like around 240. He'd have had more gas in the tank. He may have been able to outbox him in the championship rounds. But here you see the veteran not being able to hang with the young gun in the championship rounds. Snoop, what up? And it was like ridiculous. Do y'all understand that other than Fabio forcing the issue on Parker, his gas tank betrayed him? But here's the thing, Fabio was just as tired. And that's where the heart came in. And when he had him in trouble, he didn't take his foot off the gas. Now, let's talk about the stoppage. All right. I did a video, right? I was in my bedroom doing that damn video. I didn't even go to my desktop. Like I said, I'm dealing with some things right now, but I'm okay. I just did it from my phone, right? Del Riv, salute, right? And I said, was it premature? And I was very clear. I said for Parker, yes. And I'm going to say this. For Parker, yes. Because we've seen him get knocked on his ass by Zilly Zhang twice. We've seen him get knocked. He fell in another fight too. And we've seen him hurt versus not Derek Chisora. We've seen him hurt versus Dillian White. And we've seen him come back. So on the outside, as it's happening in real time, I'm saying to myself, well, maybe the ref could have let it go a little longer. But here's the flip side. And shout out to Junior the Truth, because he said it this morning. The flip side is, if Joseph Parker's talking crazy in the next 2 years, it's going to be hard to determine which fight that did him, other than the last fight he had where he was in serious trouble. And this kid was not letting off. He didn't take his foot off the gas. He had him in trouble at the end of the previous round, and he pretty much picked up where he left off in the round where he ended things. Now, Parker, I want y'all, this is something I had to go back and do after I did my video. I want y'all to count the unanswered punches. That's something that referees are trained to look at. There was like about 10 unanswered punches, and then Parker tried to counter and throw 2. Didn't really do anything, and then it was back to business, and the ref just felt for his safety, War Report, salute, for his safety, he felt the need to stop the fight before things got out of hand. That's how he can articulate it. Now, some people might not agree, but I'm saying I understand both ends. You're looking out for the safety of the fighter. And I see my brother War Report says they padded Wardley's knockout record. I mean, you could say that. I could say that if they let it go, could it be that Parker could have had a comeback, a second win, or it had gotten worse for him? We don't know. Convos with Cam, salute. We don't know. But we'll never know now. Was it a robbery? I'm not gonna go that far, because Fabio was just exhausted. Parker was exhausted and hurt. And that's where the ring IQ comes in. This is where experience comes in versus ring damage. You feel me? Mr. Ishmael, salute. That's something else. I neglected to talk about. War Report. Standing 8 count. I'd have took that. Now, let me put the spotlight on Parker for a second. Why didn't he just take a strategic knee? I mean, what happened to that? I mean, sometimes these guys, they have to save themselves from themselves. What happened to the knee? Take a knee, bro. Get him off you for a second. It's a knockdown, but you get your marbles back. What happened to clinching? We was talking about that in Junior's chat earlier this morning. And then I thought about it. Mansa Musa, salute. Then I thought about it. I don't recall, and y'all educate me if I'm off on this. I don't recall Joseph Parker ever clinching, even when he's been in trouble. How does this man not know how to clinch? What is that? I mean, there's certain things that when the dust settled and after I did the video, because that normally happens. If a fight just happens, I just put out my thoughts when it's fresh, and then a lot of times, you know, I'll second think something like, well, you know, when I let it marinate and I rewatch it or whatever. I don't recall Joseph Parker being in trouble. I've seen him in trouble several times, but I don't recall a clinch. He always tries to fight his way out of a tough spot, and you know, you can get hurt like that. You can get hurt like that, you know? So, you know, I mean, so a lot of this has something to do with the choice that he made. So a lot of it has something to do with the choices that he made, you know? He could have took a knee. He you know, he could have tried to clinch. I saw Fabio Wardley initiate several clinches. You know, that right there, that saved him damage. Sam Max, salute. Fabio Wardley still has room to grow. Yes, I did. War Report. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. There's a reason why too, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all in the comment why am I having a brain fart, y'all? There's a reason why. On the Instagram, because I've been dealing with some stuff, y'all. So I missed the Junior Fall fight. I did. But I saw this one. Fabio Wardley, I want y'all to understand, down the stretch, he dictated this pace. Like he was the veteran, is what I'm saying. He dictated this pace like he was the veteran. And it's like he fooled everybody. He fooled everybody. Joseph Parker was supposed to win every moment of this fight and pretty much take the young buck in the deep water and drown him. And it didn't happen like that. Yeah, the group chat, brother. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't happen like that. And what I'm saying is Fabio really, he impressed me, man. He really did. He really, really, really impressed me. He really impressed me, man. But what's impressive the most to me, this fella got grit, man. This fella got grit. And that grit, what I want y'all to understand is many times that grit could be the deciding factor. That grit could be the deciding factor in a fight. And I think we saw that. I think we saw that last night. I think we saw that. Now, I don't know everything. But on the outside looking in, and you know, you're only as good as your last fight. This was a really, 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 really good fight that he had. But if I was to pick a fighter out of all of those guys standing on that stage, I think the X factor that he has is his grit, man. This kid is tough. This kid is tough. And I mentioned Jarrell Miller. Look, man, I think he may have been sitting there like, well, shit, it wouldn't have worked out if I fought this guy. So when I ask, is Fabio next up? It's a real question, man. This might be it right here. This guy right here. All of the guys have been boxing since they were 5 years old and shit. They might not be able to light a candlestick to this guy. It might be that. Brother War Report says if he's fighting Usyk, he's putting money on Wardley. You know what? I ain't even mad at you, bro. That's not even a crazy bet right there. It's not. It's really not. It's really not. It's not unbelievable. It's really not. Because all of those guys on the stage, I mean, think back, if y'all saw it, think back when, and you know what? You got to tip your hat to Queensberry. They got the heavyweight division on lock. And you saw the big boys on the stage, all right? Tyson Fury was in attendance, you know, mother F him. You already know how I feel about him. They mentioned AJ, you know, it's over. You know, I'm not sold on him. You know, the guys that, you know, really got our channels the boost that we was out here promoting and arguing over, they pretty much got one foot out the door right now. That's just what it is. You know, so this gentleman is, you know, he's part of this new breed. Unfortunately, I have trust issues with Daniel Dubois, and I hate to say it, but I'm just being honest. I have trust issues with that. You know, you got Ajit Cabiel there, like I said, he's and that's crazy what he's doing, right? But this guy right here, you see, the thing with Ajit Cabiel, he's already polished, and we know what we're getting with him. The thing with Fabio is, and this might be, you know, it might be far-fetched. I might not agree, and that's okay. I don't think we've seen the best of him. You understand? I don't think we've seen the best of him. I don't think so. And it's the unknown. And I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to understand. The reason why Fabio will be a problem for Usyk is the same reason why Usyk ducked Deontay.
What?
You heard me correctly. You heard me correctly. Don't make me revisit it. Usyk ducked Deontay, but he was in a position where he didn't have to fight him, and nobody would have held him accountable. Nobody would hold him accountable, but he said it. He ducked Deontay. That happened. And the reason why he ducked Deontay was because stylistically, this wasn't AJ, where he was getting a straight up robotic guy that was pretty much a punching bag. This wasn't Tyson Fury, which was the same thing. Not on drugs. He's just a 6'9" punching bag. And he can't bust a grape. Deontay is tall, he's awkward. And that right hand could come from anywhere. Whether it's straight down the pike or clubbing, it could hurt him. That's why he didn't fight Deontay. Now, here's the problem. He faces those same attributes. Well, similar, not the same, but similar with Wardley. Similar, not the same, similar. Similar. David Scott, salute. Todd Swindle, salute. And when it comes down to grit, this dude ain't gonna do what AJ did, man. I don't think he's gonna hurt. I don't think Usyk could hurt Wardley like how he hurt an unfocused Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury off the drugs. This kid is an athlete for real. He's not chiseled like an AJ. He ain't got like the bodybuilder physique. Lost with real Baltimore in the building. Salute. Real Baltimore. This guy, but he's an athlete nonetheless. The kid is 6'5". What is a solid 240, 250? Solid? Dare I say, if Usyk is going to have a bad night against anybody, it's Fabio Wardley. Now look. Yeah, Mr. Ishmael, I made a short about that. Why are you gonna fight Wilder? Usyk's response was because. I was like, oh wow, that's your answer? Oof. Okay. dare I say, stylistically, and I know it's hard because it's difficult for people to understand. Big Tim, salute. It's difficult for people to understand. Because Usyk is that dude. But I need y'all to understand something, man. Everybody in this game, Tay, good evening. Everybody in this game, to a degree, has been steered around certain things. You might want to think that your guy, look, I got something, I'm gonna be talking about Canelo this week. And somebody in the industry was talking to Steve Kung Fu Kim. Y'all gonna see it. And he said exactly what we've been saying in the same names. Canelo was steered around a lot of fighters. Now, I know, prior to the Bud situation, the Bud loss. It's not a situation, it was a loss. That's what it was. It was hard for people to believe. Y'all thought Canelo was this unbeatable thing and one punch and Bud's going to go flying to Mars. Didn't happen. I stood here and I said, yo, Bud is all wrong for this guy. That's what I said. And look, the disclaimer is it's boxing. He could go in there and land something and Bud go flying. That could happen, but I don't think he's wrong for him. And that's what happened. Y'all gonna see it. Usyk is beatable. And who said that? Let me scroll up. World Report, he said Usyk has issues with dogs. Chisora, bro. Chisora was his first fight at heavyweight, I think, right? That wasn't a gimme fight. Yeah. King G, what up, brother? Salute. Boxologist in the building. John Pound, salute. He got a problem with dogs. Del Boy was in his chest. You know what? That's what I want y'all to do. Go back and watch Derek Chisora versus, and they fought in the bubble, if I'm not mistaken. It's a couple of years ago. Go watch the Derek Chisora and Alexander Usyk fight. I think that was his first fight at heavyweight. I gave him a little grace for that. But Derek was in his chest. Yeah, and that's another thing, Mac in the South. He don't like body shots. I was so annoyed with Daniel Dubois' performance because when I learned the shenanigans leading up to that, I said, man, you just take your money and just give him your damn, just give him your nuts, man. Just do it. Universal truth, salute. Just give him your nuts. You don't want to fight. Just give it up, man. Horrible. But I think where Daniel Dubois failed, I think a guy like Fabio Wardley will do things in that ring with Usyk, and where he lacks in skill set, he'll make up for it in grit. Usyk don't like it to the body. And Usyk can fight off the back foot, but he don't look good doing it. He'll lose rounds. And what happens if he can't hurt Fabio? And Usyk don't look good late in championship rounds either. He can gas out too. I mean, this is a real possibility, y'all. A possibility. I'm not saying he beats Usyk. I'm saying it's a possibility. This young man might be up next, man. I mean, this is listen, man. Sensei always tells y'all, watch boxing, man. Watch boxing. When I saw that stage, I ain't gotta like Frank Warren. When I saw that stage, though, I was like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. And if this man's saying he gonna give us the fights, this is what all these guys need to be mixing it up. This is what I'm talking about, man. That's all I want, man. That's all I want. I could have been top ranked doing that. I don't care. Give me what I want as a supporter of the sport, man. What's the problem? This dude, oh nah, War Report. What I'm saying is where he lacks in skill set, he makes up for in grit. All father, salute. He makes up for in grit. And Parker was touching him, but to Parker's defense, Parker's a crafty veteran. And Hooney was touching him. He was touching him. And he pulled that out. He pulled the hat trick with the right hand. So what I'm saying is I'm actually crediting the fella. You know what I'm saying? He finds a way to win, man. That's all you can ask for. This dude finds a way to win. And he can't, you can't deny this fella, man. At this point, you know what I'm saying? To say anything reckless about Fabio Wardley, that's just hate. You feel me? This dude, this might be it right here. We want the dogs. Now, Sugar Free Mars, salute to the Queen. Sugar Free Mars in the building, salute. Kawhi Elliott, salute. Now, if the UK is up to its shenanigans, because I see what they're doing. Now, I'm gonna say this. It's just what I see. Fabio Wardley's putting in the work. But there's a lot of stock getting put into Moses Atuma. Fabio Wardley's putting in the work, but there's a lot of stock in Moses Atuma. Moses Atuma looks like Steph Curry ate one of those giant mushrooms from Mario Brothers, and he just grows into a big dude. You know what I mean? But salute to Moses Atuma. They're putting a lot of stock in that young man. If I was to make a suggestion, let this thing happen organically. Don't feed us Moses Atuma if he's not ready. Don't put him in a way of anything where, you know, you could offset his shit. If Fabio Wardley's if he's developing and he's next up, just let that go. Look, I know Moses Atuma's a shade lighter. He got got the curly hair going on. I understand. This is what black folk do. This is what we do. I get it. You know, I said it jokingly, Fabio, don't believe the hairline. He's still a young man. It's okay. It's okay. But let this thing happen organically. Please don't force things where they don't need to go. Because you'll mess around and make Moses Atuma Frank Bruno. You don't want that. Frank was celebrated. And, you know, he had some good wins, but, you know, he got dethroned so bad, he got depressed. Feel me? Crazy stuff. $1 Trillion Dream says, I'm sad, Drew. America has no heavyweight champions or future champions in the making that I know of. What happened? Well, you was here the whole time. You know, we was out here supporting Deontay and, you know, Jared Anderson and Jarrell Miller wanted to pop dirty and, you know, I mean, hey, a lot of Americans didn't want to rally behind Deontay. They rather rally behind AJ and Fury, and now both of those schmucks are gone. I rock, salute. Both of those schmucks are gone. And, you know, they act like Deontay never existed. And they act like they never waved pom-poms for the enemy. And yes, those dudes were the enemy, as it turns out. AJ was the enemy because he's the one that didn't make the fight, listening to Eddie Hearn. And goddamn Fury is obviously the enemy. So, you know, we did this to ourselves. And I say we, not us in the chat, but, you know, the American audience. You know what I'm saying? World Report says the Atuma and Wardley have the same trainer. Ooh, did not know that. They have the same trainer. That's tricky. That right there is tricky. Yeah, but Frank Warren does have the he has a heavyweight division on lock. I ain't even gonna hold you. But I'm here for it, man. This is boxing. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I still think, okay, you know, here's the thing. Fabio's in a position where he's making a name for himself. You feel me? But I still say, Adji Cabiel, that guy's an animal, bro. Adji Cabiel is a goddamn animal. He's a damn animal. He's a damn animal. FBA Lawrence says, easy work for Usyk. Fabio leaves his hands down way too much. I mean, we could get into the tactics of it. Every fighter don't fight fighters the same. You know, there's things that Usyk did with AJ that he didn't do with Fury. You know what I mean? So I think I think if they sign that fight, that would be you know, a little more. I'd have to look at what Usyk does. See, Usyk has a deeper resume and he's seen more things than Fabio Wardley. So that's where the IQ comes in at. So off the back, I would understand if someone picks Usyk, and I ain't mad at that. I'm just saying that Fabio has that grit factor where he comes in, don't have the high enough IQ. You know what I'm saying? He might not have the same foot placement, but he got an equalizer and he's just tough and he's all over you. That's what the Rocky movies was about. Apollo made the Italian Stallion, you know, to sell some seats and, you know, bring up this, you know, Italian guy from Philly and, you know, really on paper didn't belong in the ring with Apollo, but then he found out that this dude was all wrong for him. And you saw that in Rocky too. Apollo was like, yeah, I want the rematch. But then when he kicked everyone out the office, his trainer said, yo, I don't like this fight, champ. He said, why? He said, he kept coming. Remember that scene? He kept coming, champ. Which means all the lateral movement, the lead right hands, the jabs and everything else didn't matter. Rocky kept coming. And that's what he didn't like. And he lost the rematch. See, the Rocky movies, if you look past the fight choreography and just listen to the story, it actually makes sense. And that's what Rocky was about. He was not as talented as Apollo. He wasn't as big as Apollo, but he had grit. And he had a second more heart. 1 second. So that's why I wouldn't write Fabio Wardley off versus Usyk. And I know it sounds strange, but those things, how many times have they said that about Deontay? Oh, he's getting outboxed. He's getting outboxed. He loses rounds. And then bing, what happens? I'm going to tell you, on paper, he had no business beating King Kong Ortiz, not once, but twice. Because the first time he beat him, they said that they cheated for him. I said, no, that's the New York State Athletic Commission rules. Because we had not a death in the ring, but somebody, I think this Russian fella, he's like a vegetable now. And his family sued. So that's what that was. But you let Paulie Malignaggi tell it. New York cheated for him. So, you know, he said, I'll run it back. Even Evander Holyfield was like, yo, you ain't got to do that again. Why are you doing that again? He did it again. And guess what? He was losing rounds until he wasn't. He had no business losing to King Kong Ortiz twice. He had no business fighting him because that was Anthony Joshua's responsibility. But we ain't going to go there. But he fought him. He stopped him. He fought him again. Stopped him again. Now, who's the better boxer? King Kong Ortiz is the better boxer. Or is he? You see what I'm saying? Usyk is the better boxer. Or is he? We don't know until we find out. You feel me? And this is what makes boxing so special. This is why I love the sport. Because we could look at things and say, oh, nah, this is supposed to go this way. But you know what? You never know. How many of y'all in the chat knew that Roy's going to get knocked out in the second round versus Antonio Tarver? Who the fuck actually said that? Nobody. I didn't say that. I never said that. I said, oh, what? He's not going, whoa, what? Holy shit. Yeah. Yes. Which one of y'all thought that Buster Douglas was going to knock out Mike Tyson? Now watch this. How many of y'all, well, one of the people, or a few of the people, saying that Mike, oh man, he was goofing around. He didn't have no corner. He was goofing around in Japan. He'll get it back. Here's my question to you. How come he never ran it back with Buster Douglas? Y'all never thought about it? 30 years later, y'all never thought about that? See what I mean? The answers be right in our face. They be right in our face, and we just ignore it sometimes. Like, oh man, no. No, I'm telling you. Boxing is a strange thing. Adjit Cabello versus Frankie Sanchez. Well, I was like, man, look, Frankie next up. I think he's younger than King Kong Ortiz, but he's a big, strong man. I met him face to face. He about 6'4". Hands up like boulders. I said, yeah, man, this guy, he got the tools, man. He's gonna be a problem. How do you say hold my beer in German? That's what Adjit Cabello did. He came in there and bodied him. And not one of you mofos said get it back in blood. Yeah, I'm taking notes. Has Frankie Sanchez fought since then? He had to have. But he never ran that Adjit Cabello smoke back. See what I mean? Boxing can be the unexpected. It could definitely be the unexpected. I'll tell you what I knew, though. Adjit Cabello, when he signed to fight Zhilei Zhang, I said, you know what? I don't think I'm betting to get this guy, man. There's something with this dude. He's like a tank. It's like a German tank. He kept walking forward and boom, he was fighting Big Bang Zhang in the pocket too. Boom, 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 boom. And I noticed he was tearing his ribs up. He started getting red and Zhang started getting frustrated. Next thing you know, he's dropping him. I'm like, ooh, this dude's a murderer. Yeah, man. The Queen Shaquilla Fields in that super chat. Salute to you, Queen. She says, adding a little color to the chat. LDBC Strong. Salute to you, Queen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That dude did not stop. Didn't see that coming. Right? I thought Frankie Sanchez was going to pan out. I really did. I really, really, really did. Oh, yeah, Jose? Yeah? Oh, man. I thought Frankie was next up, and then Cabello happened. I said, oh, shit. Let me pay attention to this guy. Let me pay more attention. I knew about him. I was calling him agitated cabbage. Well, it's not a game no more. Because I'm going to tell you something about placement. When you look at yesterday, they had him on the side of the stage on the far left. They had everybody else on the right. Did you notice that? I picked that up right away. I said, look at that. Look at that. They're holding this guy to high regard. Now, I'm on here giving them props. You already know what they're going to do if he starts panning out and beating people. You already know. Yeah, boxologist. Yeah. Yep. I would say the heavyweight division's in great hands. I'm just going to enjoy watching it. Dead serious. I'm going to enjoy watching it because, dig this here, man. Isaiah, salute. All of you that are saying that boxing is It's done. There's nothing going on in boxing. I'm gonna recommend y'all, after Tank Davis fights Jake Paul, regardless of what happens, I would recommend y'all to just when your guy retires, just leave with him. Just go ahead with him. And I'm not being funny saying that. I'm being serious. Just go ahead with him. Go ahead with him. Brother Box House just says, I want Wardley versus Atuma. I was just saying earlier, I didn't know. My brother War Report said that Atuma and Wardley got the same trainer. That's difficult. And you know what else? With that being said, I think they may have sparred each other, so they might be very familiar. Now, that's not to say the fight won't happen down the road. You know what I'm saying? Man. But there's so many things that can happen in this heavy. Basically, what I'm saying, Kawhi, I salute you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Basically, what I'm saying is, family, get excited about this heavyweight division, man. We got some things going on. I don't give a fuck who runs it. Right now, it's Frank Warren and Queensberry. I don't care. Get the zone and watch this stuff, man. Now, it's true. They're going to try and grape us. They're going to try. They're going to try. They're going to make us pay for stuff, even though we're paying for a damn subscription already. I know. How bad do you love boxing, though? Because I'm a sucker. I told y'all, I'm a battered spouse. I love this sport. The sport don't love me back. I told y'all that. I just can't keep away. My love for the sport don't start and end with no fighter. That's my alarm. I gotta take my antibiotics. Hold on a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. War Report, you in the chat still, brother? You still in the chat? check the group chat. My brother Trick Nolte in the building. Oh, okay. Check the Instagram, brother. Yep. Yeah, you reading it right, bro. I sent the Trick. Yep. Yes, sir. I am not well right now. Dead serious, bro. Yes, sir. Hold on. Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm dealing with. Delano, salute, brother. Salute. Yep. I'm waiting for Trick to get here. Yeah, man. So, Shamar, what up, brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Judd, what up, bro? What up? Yeah, so I think that the Clarence McClain, Bronx on deck, salute. I think that the heavyweight division, I'm excited about it, y'all. I really am, man. And you know what it is, too? Let me tell you why I'm refreshed. I'm going to tell you why. I know that my brothers was in here talking about, $1 Trillion Dreams was like, there's no American heavyweight. Let me say this, bro. I'm cool. And I'm cool because I'm not attached to it like that at this point. You feel me? And I feel good about that. I feel good. Trick Nolte in the building. Salute, brother.
Are you hear me?
Loud and clear, good brother. Happy belated, by the way.
I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. I want to say something real quick. Hold on a second. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to. Got two things playing in the background. Can you hear me, Drew?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick. Yes, Fabio Wardley and Moses Atama, they do have the same trainer, but it can be done. Think about this. Back in the Gap, and I don't know if a lot of people remember this. Remember, Don Turner was trained in Holyfield and Michael Grant. And it got to. So my question is, which one of them guys is Michael Grant? Which one of them guys is Evander Holyfield? Because Don Turner said if Lennox Lewis, if Lennox Lewis and Holyfield fight, he's not trained in Holyfield. He's gonna train Michael Grant, and he trained Michael Grant for the fight. And Tommy Brooks trained Holyfield for the first Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis fight. So it can be done. It's just whatever the trainer want to do to make a decision on who he's gonna train.
Oh, but I mean, which direction you go? If you let's say he says, all right, I'm gonna go with Fabio.
That's what I'm saying. So which one? So put it this way: what I'm trying to say is, which one of them is Holyfield and which one of them is Lennox Lewis? That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, which one is Holyfield? Which one is Michael Grant? That's what I'm trying to say. Who got the most back? Yeah. So Don Turner was like, man, I'm training Michael Grant, and he trained him. Holyfield didn't get trained by Don Turner. He got trained by Tommy Brooks for that fight.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, though. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that'll be damn, that's something, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something, man. You gotta, as a trainer, you want to go with I mean, do you want to go with the winning formula? The guy that has the most talent, and are you worried about the other fighter saying, "Hey, man, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no faith in me, or is it just you just scoffing up the business? You know what I mean?
Because somebody gonna get a shot first. It's coming, and the trainer gonna have to make a decision. And after that fight, I don't think Don Turner trained Holyfield ever again after that.
Yeah, that's a tough spot as a trainer to be in, man. That's very tough.
And sooner or later, the rumors gonna start coming out. It's what I've been kind of told. Sooner or later, this rumors gonna start coming out on who been getting their ass whooped in sparring when they spar.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming, bro. It's coming.
Yeah.
So that's a tough pickle there, man. And yeah, the War Report is right. Yeah, they got the same trainer. But like I say, if Frank Warren get a call today or tomorrow, hey, I need one of these guys to fight Usyk. Just say next. Which one it's gonna be? Frank Warren gonna be put in a tough position too. You want to go with the fighter with the grit, like Wardley, or you want to go with the fighter Atama, who's got the style that everybody likes, going in there seek and destroy, but he's never been tested.
He's never that right. There you go. He ain't been tested. We pretty much know what we got with Wardley when it comes down to being a dog. Right. And I said earlier, I don't think we still seen the best of him, We don't know that with a tumor right now. I'm not saying he don't have it.
Right.
I'm just saying we haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just man, it's gonna be tough right there, man. Like I say, one thing about Wardley, like I say, he reminds me of that's how Monty Barrett should have been. He reminds me of Monty Barrett for some reason. I don't know, young Monty Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
But Monty Barrett was fighting on forum, man. He was, whooping people on forum and stuff like that. And I think once he lost, I'm not saying he wasn't the same fighter, but he was in there with some tough guys, though, But I like Fabio Wardley. I just, I listened to one guy was saying, well, he keeps his hands down. I mean, he gonna, that's the next fight coming up. I'm sure he's gonna get back into the gym and work on that, Because, Joseph Parker, I don't think he feared Joseph Parker's punching power. I think Parker did hurt him a couple of times in the fight. But just say if he got in there with somebody like, say if they threw him in there against Efe Ajagba or something. Or even Jarrell Miller, throw him in there, how would he react? Them guys can punch. Miller's not a killer, but, he do got some decent pop. But just throw him in there with a killer, which I don't think they're going to do. But, yeah, Delani, I can't 7'5", 7'7". Yeah, Wardley got some decent skills that can get away with this heavyweight. He was rolling a lot of Parker shots, which not being called out. Which, yeah, that's true. That was true. Yeah, he was rolling some of them shots. I agree. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's worked on his defense.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? He has the basics down, but he's not defensively sound to the point where he doesn't get touched.
Yeah.
Now, some of that is, he just fought some guys that were able to find him. Some of it is, like Parker's a crafty veteran. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
I did not know anything about Hooney, but Hooney was actually winning that fight, and if he doesn't get knocked out, he wins on the card.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm still trying to, still trying to figure this out with Fabio. Still trying to figure this out. But what makes him dangerous is his grit. It's more than just that equalizing right hand.
Yeah,
it's his grit, man. Like he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop. This is a dangerous man right here. 6'5", 250.
Yeah, that's a big boy, man.
Yeah,
he's a big boy, man.
He's big, man. He's big, and Usyk is 6'3",
something like that. Yeah, 6'3",
like
6'4",
20, something like that.
Yeah, right, 6'3".
What is Usyk gonna do if this guy keeps coming and all the tricks that he's doing is not working? Does he have enough power to keep him honest? Now, I know he hurt Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury, to be honest, he don't have the best chin in the world. He don't. Now, recovery when he was on drugs, that's something different. You understand? He don't have the best chin in the world. Daniel Dubois just wasn't prepared. You know what I mean? He wasn't prepared. Everyone, please go watch the Derek Chisora fight in Usyk.
Or Michael Hunter.
The Michael Hunter fight. Listen. Speak on that. Michael Hunter, and that was at cruiserweight.
Yep.
But Michael Hunter almost won that, y'all. He almost won that. If you go, it's on YouTube.
Yep.
Michael Hunter, the bounty hunter, friend to the show. He fought Usyk at cruiserweight. He almost won it. Go watch that fight. He almost won it. I'm telling you, Usyk does have damage in that armor. You know what I'm saying? This guy could get got. And what I'm saying is there's a lot of data. As great as Usyk is, there's a lot of data on him. And I'm wondering if Fabio, does he have the dude? Is he that dude? And does he have the dude in his corner to put things together to say, okay, we can formulate this game plan to beat Usyk. This is what we need to do to beat him. He has size. He has power. Does he have the discipline? And does he have the talent? Because I know he has the grit, but does he have the discipline and the talent to capitalize on Usyk, because Usyk is the next guy that really ain't got nothing else to prove in this division. He could leave tonight,
Yeah.
and no one will be mad at him. He could leave tonight, you know. But this is real stuff right here.
Yeah. And my thing with Usyk, like, ain't the most powerful puncher, but what gives a lot of fighters problems with Usyk's problems is his footwork. You know, he's never still. He's never in the same spot. He's always moving, you know. Hard target, man. So, you know, that'd be interesting to see. How can Fabio cut the ring off on Usyk, you know, because Usyk's steady punching. You know, he's not punching, you know. He's steady punching and moving, you know. So that's going to be real interesting, you know. But I think he's ready, man. Put him in there. I think he's ready. Atuma, I don't think he's ready. You know, I'm just not sold on him steaming, rolling demon. Well, Demon White, you know. So Dillian White, I'm not impressed with him steamrolling Dillian White. That looked good and everything, but the kids need some rounds, man. You need to put some rounds in, you know.
Yeah, he sure does, man. He sure does. But you know, the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, yeah. Sky's the limit, man.
What is your overall feeling about the place that the heavyweight division is in right now?
Well, right now, it looks like from what I seen yesterday, these UK guys are carrying the heavyweight torch. You know, actually, I can't say I'll be butchering this guy's name. You know, you think Martin Bacoli was going to still be up there, which he kind of is, but I mean, he shows no sign really of I don't know. I don't know if the guy wants to be a belly dancer or he want to be a fighter. You know,
yeah, that's annoying. It's very annoying.
Strange. It's annoying. Strange being a strange character, man. So, yes, the heavyweight division is good right now. Good place. You know, just put these fights together. You know, like I say, I mean, I'm being honest, man. Like, you know, even though them guys in the same camp, got the same trainer, at some point in time, man, the name's going to get called to fight Usyk, and they're going to have to make a decision, you know. It's either going to be Fabio Wardley or it's going to be it can't be both. You got to train one of them guys, you know, and one of the guys may not like it, you know. That's the bad thing right there, man. Both of them guys in the same camp. But like I say, I mean, you know, we're going to see, man, one way or the other. You know, don't do, like I say, throw one of them guys to the wolves. They always saying with Deontay Wilder washed up, well, throw Moses Atuma in there against Wilder. Throw Fabio Wardley in there. If he's washed up, throw him in there and let's see.
Well, I mean, you know what I think about the guys. You know what I think about the guys. Oops, I don't unsent something. My bad. The guys in the UK, they know what time it is with Deontay.
Yeah.
And on one hand, they'd love to get that name under their belt. On the other hand, they're like, you know what? Fuck around and put Atuma in there and he get hit. There goes that.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, they might throw D in there with you know, one of those other brothers in there. The two African brothers. What's that brother? He got a fight coming up in Nigeria. The dude with the cornrows. I can't think. Adewale.
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
Butchered his name.
That guy. You know, they'll throw him that. But these, you know, I say this respectfully, the prize pigs. You know, the Fabio Wardleys, the Moses Atumas, they're gonna nurture them like how they were nurturing AJ. And the last thing they would need, because right now they consider Deontay over the hill and on his way out. But they don't want to, you know, resurrect what he got going on. You know what I mean? Hold me down for 1 second, Trick. I got to do something real quick.
Okay. Yeah, chat. So what y'all think, man? I got in here late. I got to go be at work at 8 o'clock, so I'm about to get off in a few minutes when he come back. So I don't live that far from where I work. So I hopped on with him for a little bit. I want to just speak on what the odd fellow was saying about them having the same trainer. And then I want to make a comparison to Holyfield and Michael Grant having the same trainer, which was Don Turner at the time.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. But listen, Drew, listen, you say hold down, listen, I gotta be at work at 8 o'clock. That's why I was like, man, I'll listen to you, man. I'll say, let me hop on real quick and talk about Don Turner when he was training Holyfield and Michael Grant. What's up, Stormy? I seen you hopped on real quick. Yeah, I'm about to get off, man. I gotta be at work at 8 o'clock tonight, man. So
All right, brother.
Yo, what's good, man?
it was good.
Hey,
It was good.
hey, Trick, before you go, I wanted to say something. Don Turner did resume training Holyfield because he was in Holyfield's corner when Holyfield fought James Toney.
Okay, my fault, my bad. I thought he didn't train him anymore. My bad. Okay. That was right to a certain extent, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not that you were wrong. It's like he wasn't working with Holyfield for that little bit of time, but he did resume, working with him when Holyfield went in there against James Toney. In fact, he was the one that threw the towel in and stopped the fight. Holyfield was mad at him for doing so.
I remember that.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought he wasn't training him anymore, but okay, yeah. But yeah, he definitely said, if he wasn't training Holyfield for Michael Grant, for Lennox Lewis, he's gonna train Michael Grant. That's what happened. And Tommy Brooks trained him for the next fight. Well, the first fight was like in '99 and then 2000 or whatever. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, salute to you, Trick, man. Thank you so much, brother.
okay, no doubt, man. And Drew, I gotta get with you about something, man. I'll hit you up tomorrow. Storm, we'll talk too, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All
okay,
right.
okay, cool. Peace
Y'all
out.
take it easy. Good night, y'all. Everybody.
Peace. Stormy, what's good, Stormy?
Yo, man, sorry for my delay, but the cotton fields was trying to hold me, man.
So,
But I broke free for a few hours, but I must return. I must return. I ain't got my papers yet. But salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody out there. You were really cooking on Truck. Truck
Yep.
Wardley. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good nickname for him. And if y'all was listening to my stream from this morning, you'll know why I referred to him as Truck. But yeah, man, listen. This guy, you were just talking when Trick was on there with you. You were saying that you don't know. Well, we kind of know what we got out of Wardley. I disagree with that because I believe that Wardley is still an untapped reservoir. I think that the better the quality of opposition, the better he's going to look. And the reason that is because he's a savant. He's a guy that has taken this up, and he's more than capable of competing, but it's his intangibles that are off the charts. And see, when a fighter has off the chart intangibles, that's hard to measure. That has nothing to do with, being unorthodox or anything like that. It's the fight within the fighter. You just don't know. But there was a window opening, a precursor, so to speak, when in that late rounds of the fight against Parker, after Parker had landed a couple of really good shots on him and everything and thought he had shook him to the point that he was going to have an advantage, when Wardley dropped his hands and said, come on, let's go.
Right.
In other words, I'm not fazed. I'm unmoved by that. Show me what you're working with. That's something that you're not seeing a lot of from fighters of today. And it's something that people should pay more attention to because that's uncharted. They didn't plan for that. They planned for being that 260 plus pounds. They planned for being able to muscle him around and show strength over him and everything. And that guy was right there with Parker, blow for blow, toe for toe. And if you really want to evaluate it, you look at it this way. Parker is the one that had to back up. Parker was the one up against the ropes. Parker is the one that was put in a position where he was being beat down into submission. Think about that for a moment. See, people don't really want to acknowledge the facts because Wardley was an unknown commodity to a lot of folks. However, those of us who watch boxing, we've seen the guy a few times or whatever. But Parker spit that mouthpiece out. What was that, the second or third round? I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't even mention that. He did.
He spit that mouthpiece out, and the referee gave them a break when Fabio was in aggressive action. He was supposed to wait until a lull in the action. Plus, Parker's cornerman, Andy Lee, was standing on the ring apron and should have been DQ'd for that. So there was some things going on that did not favor Parker at all. It looked like Parker was in trouble and was going to either be knocked down or something, because he was really in crisis in that moment. He was.
Yeah, he was. I neglected to mention that part. You know, for the people that were saying that it was a robbery, I'm not gonna go that far. I dealt with it. You know, when I say deal with it, I mean like, oh my God, you know, he could have won it, because I didn't think Parker was gonna win the fight, bro. I didn't think he was gonna win the fight, and it came. Like I said, in the championship rounds, the champion looked more like Fabio, because he was forcing the issue, he was backing him up, and he knew the task. As fatigued as he was, he knew, and I didn't count it. But Stormy, when he got in trouble in the last round, there had to have been like 15 unanswered punches, right? Before he threw 2, and then he got back to business. Yeah. There was a lot of unanswered punches. And what people need to understand is that the referee has a job. And they are...
And he was in crisis again. Even though all the punches weren't landing, Fabio was not going to stop. And that's the thing. You see, when the ref jumped in and waved it off, he collapsed to the floor like out of joy and anxiety because of what he was expending. But he would have punched at that man until the man either fell, quit, or the referee stopped it.
Yeah,
that's what people don't understand. And he has never been taxed as far as his stamina is concerned in a fight. He's never been taxed. He's been competing the entire time.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy, dude, whatever kind of injury he sustained in that first fight against Fraze Clark with the bridge of his nose, that was a horrible injury to his nose, because it really has never healed. It's, you know, it's scar tissue there and discoloration, but with the kind of break or whatever that was, breach, whatever you want to call it, you have to understand, when he was bleeding from that, he was bleeding 2 places. He was bleeding from the outside and he was bleeding on the inside, like through the nasal cavity, which really inhibits your breathing altogether.
Yeah.
And the man never stopped. He was fighting like nothing was wrong.
Yeah. This guy's made for this, man. And he didn't realize until late. He's made for this. And usually when these guys come from other sports that are high impact, high cardio, and you know, 6'5", 250, you running around like this, y'all better be glad he didn't come out the womb boxing. You understand? Y'all
and you look at his physique. I talked about this. See, I say a lot of things. People, it's like, you know what I really think? I think people, like, they hear me and they be like, oh, this guy think he know everything or whatever. And they be very dismissive. But dude, I've never lied on the points that I bring up. The man has an athletic build. He's not too muscular. He's not too bulky. He's actually just right. His frame reminds me of the young Cassius Clay who grew to become Muhammad Ali, because Ali was not a sculpted Adonis either. but he was so athletic and so lithe and lean. He was fast, he was quick, he was mobile. And see, those are the aspects and dynamics that a real athlete can bring to the ring. And he's still strong too, because you did not see Parker bullying him at all, even though that was part of their game plan. Ali was stronger against Foreman than they thought. When Ali got in there against George Foreman, he was holding Foreman and pulling on him and pushing on him and everything like that. And it freaked them out because Foreman, who was thought to be this monster of a man at 24 years of age, and Ali was 32, Ali was stronger than Foreman because he was a more seasoned, experienced fighter.
And when we say stronger, we're talking about in that grapple. We're talking about moving around in that ring, like how we say Bud, not the biggest guy in the world, like in comparison to these bigger guys, but he knows how to wrestle and he can move your ass around in that ring. That's what
Right.
Canelo found out. He moved his ass around. Like, what the fuck? He controlled that clinch immediately. And that's why Canelo, and more on that during the week, Canelo ain't have no, there weren't that many clinches in that fight either. Because Canelo wasn't having no success. Inside, outside of the clinch, nothing.
And when he recognized how strong Bud was, just like Sean Porter did, he didn't try that anymore, because from that point you're going to be embarrassed. You understand? It's like you know, like say you a guy that in playing basketball and you like to play in the paint, but you go and you make your little moves in the paint and do your little layups and stuff like that, but you get a guy who's a real good defender and he catch you in that paint, and the next thing you know, he blocking and swatting your shots and everything, and now it's like, oh shoot, you know, what do I do now? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, you're intimidated now, so you're not gonna go in there and do your little layups and stuff, because this dude is swatting everything that you bring. So now you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna shoot my mid-range, or I'm gonna shoot my my jumper. You're gonna stay out of the paint. You know, that's what happened when they run across Patrick Ewing or Akeem Olajuwon down there in that paint.
Yeah. Yep. This is science, man. Real quick, because I'm fading right now. You know why I'm fading.
Yeah, I understand.
The heavyweight division, your thoughts on the heavyweight division right now?
Well, one of my videos that I did earlier in the week talked about the resurgence of the heavyweight division, starting with the fight with Parker and Wardley. That was my video I did first in the week. I said that this could provide a resurgence to the heavyweight division, because I knew that Wardley was going to be successful, and that was going to put to bed a guy who thought he was due a title shot. On what merit was Joseph Parker due a title shot? I would like someone to clearly define that for me.
That's a good
because
question.
beating the fighters that he beat, and the way that he won the fights, and the way that he found those opponents, I disagree with that. But I'll say this. I'll say that if he really wanted to test himself, he should have fought Adji Cabiel.
Right.
But they figured that Cabiel was a little bit more of a tougher task than Wardley was. But it turned out that blew up in his face, because Wardley was and always is going to be a dark horse, because he's got that thing that, like I said, that's untapped. At least with Cabiel, there are aspects of you watch him and you can box him. You can box with him. Yes, he'll work the inside. Yes, he's got great body punching and stuff like that. But there are things you could do to offset that. Like Larry Holmes used to say, a jab stops all that. A jab will break all that up. But we don't have anybody out there right now in the heavyweight division with the accursed, feared jab. We don't have anyone out there like that right now. So
True
there's
story.
no real boxer out there taking it to the max in that regard. So they have to rely on other things. And just because you have a power punch, that doesn't guarantee you any success. Because first of all, you'll need to be able to get it off, to get it to land. And second of all, you need to be worried about everything else that counters the power. So you could be a one-dimensional guy. You know how we talk about Pitbull Cruz being a one-dimensional fighter? There's a lot of heavyweights out there that are one-dimensional. And
Yeah.
they looking to land the bomb, and sometimes the bomb never comes.
Yeah.
And when you talk about these heavily muscled guys, or these guys who are out of shape and overweight and fat, a guy like Fabio is going to best them because he's in shape and he's raring to go. And he's shown that he has a beard. He could take a shot. How many people are going to be in there with him going blow for blow, toe for toe, and can't take it like he could take it?
Bro, I
And
said
can't take what he's dishing out.
dishing out. I had said earlier, Big Baby was in there. He getting lined up for one of those guys on Frank Warren's stage because, you know, for the payday. But I bet he's like saying to himself, man, I'm glad I ain't, whatever happened, I'm glad I ain't fight this guy right here. Because Fabio was going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Fabio was going to hurt him, man. I'm saying that for real, man. Like, no bullshit. Fabio was going to hurt Big Baby, man. Not like how Dubois just outboxed him and stopped him, hustled him down the stretch. Fabio was going to hurt him. Like, imagine Big Baby getting caught clean and all 300 pounds falling on the floor. That type of shit. Badly.
And you know, when he goes to the canvas, you know he's not going to get up, right?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. Well, yo, I got
two things will send him to the canvas. Two things will send him to the canvas. Either somebody beating the crap out of him and they wear him down to the point where psychologically and mentally he caves in and goes to the canvas because he knows he can't win. Or he gets to a point in the fight where his conditioning and everything is tapped, and then that's it.
Yeah. Either or, when he hits that canvas, he ain't getting up.
Right.
It's crazy. Well, yo, I gotta pack this up. I gotta go lay down. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I'm just sorry I was a little late, you know, but yeah.
Nah, duty calls, man. I appreciate you, man. Yo, salute to y'all. Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Super Chat. I might go live tomorrow. I might not. I'm not sure. I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now, y'all. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. But salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Much love and appreciation. Yo, man, Bronx on deck. Love y'all.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.